playing music at the Cup. Angie's always there, and she's with us every Tuesday. We're glad of that. And Angie has brought two guests, and as traditionally, rather than steal your thunder, I'll let you introduce our guest today.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I'm so thrilled to have both Brian Ballard and Mark Dolan from Express Employment Personnel. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
These guys, well, first of all, we had Brian on the show, it's been well over a year ago. And, just talking about their business at that time when it was much needed, when things were not good, people were looking for jobs and everything. And I've shared some things about how, Brian's a great part of the community, and then I've known Mark for a while now. But they've got a program going, and I'm going to completely turn it over to them. It's called Pay It Forward. Is that correct?
Yes, this is our holiday hiring drive, and I'm going to let Mark start it off because he's been spearheading most of this.
Thanks, Brian, and thanks, Angie. I really appreciate you coming on here and spreading this information out there to the community. The Pay It Forward holiday hiring drive is a great program right now that we've initiated through our office and corporate-wide, actually. The concept is to try and help as many people as possible over the holidays find some work. 100 people is our goal, and right now we're having some success. We've actually helped 18 people find temporary work for the holidays. The concept is we get them a job, and hopefully it will turn into something permanent, but at least a permanent job for a week's time. That gives them a chance to earn some income, earn a paycheck, and have some of that money for the holiday season. So it's taken off. We're probably about 2 weeks into the program right now. We have our next kind of surge coming up here in December. Between December 2nd and 15th is our next time frame that we're looking to try and put as many people to work again as possible. 100 is our goal, but it's been going well so far.
So when you're talking about, you've got this list of people who are needing some employment. How are you finding them positions?
Here's what's been interesting about that concept. There's plenty of people that are looking for work right now. And the way we typically operate is a company will call us and have us identify a candidate for them. And in that process, on a normal basis, we'll find the very best out of maybe 100 applicants and send that person. Well, that leaves 99 others that are still looking for work. So what we're trying to do with this is to be able to take those people that maybe we have not been able to help them find work to this point, but give them something at least during the holiday season to help out. And what we're finding is anytime you give to somebody, that's a positive thing. But we feel like we're giving more than a handout. We feel like we're giving a hand up because they're having the opportunity to earn something, and they're able to gain that sense of accomplishment. We're asking businesses that if they come in and do a good job, give them a reference letter. Give them the ability to help them move forward beyond just this season that we're in right now. But a lot of people are struggling, and to be able to offer that hope, to be able to again give them that feeling of accomplishment, I think will help turn a lot of people in the positive, in the right direction. And what's even better, to the companies that are helping us, if they work somebody for at least a week, when that person picks up their first paycheck, they're also going to receive a gift card for their holiday turkey or ham, and we're going to donate that on behalf of the company that put them to work. So we're seeing a lot of positive response from that as well.
So that goes to people who get hired or the people who do the hiring?
No, the person who gets hired will get the ham on behalf of the client. We'll be giving it to the individual, the associate.
So they got a ham or a turkey and a job.
Exactly.
It's a great program, and that's the way I've been bringing it to our local community and the local businesses in our community. That's my focus as a business developer. I need to go out and I need to talk to these businesses and see how we might be able to help them. And over the holiday period, there's definite needs. There's temporary positions that are available throughout our community. This is a great way for a business to get a position filled with somebody or that is capable of doing the job for that holiday season work, and they're getting a little additional thing. The ham. I know it's a small item, but it's big to somebody who's in need.
So as an employer, then you guys have already done pre-screenings. You've found out what their skill sets are, so you're able to kind of explain that and place them in the right positions.
That's correct. We're going to make sure that anybody we do send out on assignment has been thoroughly pre-screened and vetted beforehand. But again, some of these people a company, again, where they would have selected an individual and maybe they didn't select this person. Maybe their work history wasn't quite as strong or as solid as the individual that was selected, but they're still capable. So we're going to make sure that we're sending capable individuals out to work that are just needing the opportunity.
So at this point, are you guys at a point where you're needing more businesses? What is it that you're needing to kind of make this even more successful?
A week ago, this past weekend, on Saturday, we had a recruitment drive, and we had it at our office. It was a fantastic turnout. We had over 150 applicants come and place their application in with us. And that's tremendous. Now, what I'm looking for are the businesses to participate. We have some time, and it's very simple to become a client of Express Employment. We're basically basing the program off of our temporary service program, so it's straightforward as far as how they become involved, and there's no long-term obligation to those companies if they do decide to utilize our holiday pay it forward hiring drive. It's a very simple process.
Very nice. I have a quick testimonial for you guys. I met a young lady the other day. I actually, she called me. We did insurance with her. Went and met with her at her house, and we were doing life insurance. And what was so exciting is she said, "I've been needing to do this for a long time, and I couldn't because I wasn't working." And she worked with you guys at Express Personnel. She brought all this up, and she said that I just got a new position. I think she's doing like a medical organization or something for an office. And she said, so now I can get this policy that I've needed to get for a long time. And
there you
she
go.
bragged and
Yeah.
bragged on how sweet you guys were.
That's
So-
fantastic.
You paid forward, and there you go. There's an example of keeps on giving, you know?
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Put it in many
But
ways.
I thought it was interesting because, what a small little circle, I had no idea, but she just started telling me this story when we were sitting down talking. So
Angie, we have to go to break, but I want to say I can think of a great part-time job for somebody in the holidays, a personal elf.
yeah, for sure.
Think about it. What a great gift that would be. Hire an elf for somebody, right?
I like
so,
it.
okay, I want to hire you an elf, and you got him for the whole week, and what a great Christmas present, right?
That would be
Whatever
a
I need to
great
do,
present.
whether it's wrapping presents or running errands or picking up my kids, you're my personal elf.
My wife says I'm her personal
There you go.
elf.
How expensive are you?
Very cheap.
All right, Mark Dolan and Brian Ballard of Express Employment. We'll take a quick break, come back. We'll find out how you get in touch with these guys if you're interested. Great idea to get people. And let's just say this, too. What you hope is out of this part-time job could become a full-time job, which,
Exactly.
as you know,
Absolutely can.
Most
often
definitely.
happens.
Absolutely.
So once you open those doors and you come in and do a stellar job, you say, hey, I'll keep this person around. So here you go. We'll take a break, come back with Angie and the guys after this time out on the Voice of Ocala 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA. The Source.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Renee Lewis Glover. She's coming on to speak to us about the construction of Habitat for Humanity's 800,000th home.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
And then Kate DiCamillo is coming on. She's the author of the book Because of Winn-Dixie, which was made into a motion picture. And she's coming on to speak to us about another book called Flora and Ulysses.
Scott Bestool is the field editor for Field and Stream magazine. He will be speaking about the new Field and Stream book, The Total Deer Hunter Manual.
And then Diane Ashton is coming on. She's an historian and a best-selling author. Her book is called Hanukkah in America.
Have all of your legal questions answered by attorney John Fuller on Legally Yours.
And then Charlotte Reed will be with us. She is a leading pet trendologist. She's going to tell us about some solutions from animal care during the holidays.
Caroline Ray is a stand-up comedian and actress whose credits include Christmas with the Cranks and The Drew Carey Show.
All of that plus fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
For illnesses and minor injuries, visit Family Care Specialists Urgent Care offices with 2 convenient locations. Our North Ocala office is at 1111 Northeast 25th Avenue, and our Bellevue office is at 4850 Southeast 110th Street, right next to Walgreens. The medical team at Urgent Care can also handle well child and well adult exams, school and work physicals, immunizations, laboratory services, EKGs, and x-rays. Most insurances are accepted. Walk-ins are welcome. Family Care Specialist Urgent Care for illnesses and minor injuries.
Dr. Seaborn Hunt, a board-certified ophthalmologist, is your comprehensive medical, laser, and surgical eye care specialist for Marion, Lake, and Sumter counties. He offers services for cataract surgery, diabetes, glaucoma, macular degeneration, dry eyes, as well as a routine comprehensive eye exam. Call 873-7200 for an appointment today. No referral needed. Dr. Hunt accepts Medicare as well as most insurance plans and files the claims for you. Dr. Hunt has performed thousands of successful procedures. Call Dr. Hunt at 873-7200. That's 873-7200.
Welcome back. Mark Dolan and Brian Ballard, along with Angie Lewis, are in the house here, and we got a couple of minutes to go. But I think some of the conversation during the break was rather interesting, and maybe Brian could repeat that.
Yeah, that's
about
what-
the
that's what
fact
I was
that
just
what you
talking
find
about.
that 1,300 people that you've been able to find work for, but there's an issue, and a lot of people, there are jobs, but you can't fill them.
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of positions that we have currently posted right now that we could put probably today. There's probably 40 to 50 positions that we actually are having a hard time filling, especially when it comes to skilled trades, manufacturing, professional positions of that level. There's just we have a difficult time finding people with that skill set. However, there's plenty of other people out there that maybe that's not their background or their skill set, and they are still needing work, and those jobs have been slow to recover. We've seen the industrial sector turning around much more quicker than some of the other areas here in Marion County. But we are very excited and proud of the fact that we've been able to help over 1,300 people so far this year.
And that alone is incredible. But, Brian, one of the things that you were talking about, and you said you've been going out and speaking to some schools and things like that, I think you guys would agree. I almost wish we could incorporate some job skill training into the schools because, I see it. People who show up for interviews not prepared. Answering their cell phones during the interview, never don't follow up after, some of the things like you're talking about, the things that, employers are looking
Interview
for,
etiquette.
showing up on time,
Yeah. Well,
those kind of things.
We don't have time to unpack it here today, but ultimately, people are products. And until the point of 18, they're a product of their family environment, the schools they've been told to go to. And so if we're not happy with what we're getting out of our school system, that's something we need to look at internally. There's changes we need to make to be able to turn those into people that are going to be successful members of society.
You were calling them soft skills. I said, what are they? You said, the basics. CSS,
Yes, sir.
And like you said, show up on time.
Things that mom and dad normally teach a lot of.
You think maybe we need to go in and coach some life skills, maybe, huh?
Definitely.
I agree.
Good
so
job.
as we're, you mentioned that you need other businesses that are looking for some part-time people or some help during this time that you could put these people with. How would someone get a hold of you? And I Express Employment Professionals. I apologize. I think I said personnel. Or
We used to be Express Personnel, so I can see where you got that from.
Okay.
One of the many aliases.
But how does someone get a hold of you, and where are you guys located?
Our primary address is it's right on 200, Highway 200, across from CTAE, the Community Technical Adult Education. We have a big clock tower in our parking lot. This is always an identifier for me to tell people about. Our address is 105 Southwest 10th Street. It's Suite 102, right in the middle of the building. And our phone number there is 867-8055. And we have plenty of help inside to get people position. It's one of those things that we work on every day. So we're looking forward to hearing some phone calls.
Right now, we need to hear from the community. We need businesses to step up and be willing to come in and bring some of these people that need help through the holidays and help them. Again, it's more than just a handout. I really think this is a hand up here too.
Why don't we take just 30 seconds and say, for people who might want these jobs, give them 3 tips on what to do. First of all, they can call you and say, apply. Give them 3 tips so they can do to maybe secure that job.
Yep. Right now, the best thing they could do is call our office at 867-8055. Our website is also a great place where people can view a list of our current open positions and also complete an online application. That's simply expresspros.com. So those are probably the 2 best ways that they can get a hold of us and get in our system to be considered active for these holiday positions as they become available.
All right, and what things would they have to work on and would you coach them up on when you say, okay, they've gone through the process?
Well, what we do is we're going to bring somebody in, and essentially we recruit, interview, screen, select, and orientate people. So once they've made it through that process and they get to orientation, we're just going to have a quick conversation about what success looks like. Make sure they're prepared when they go in to understand what the companies expect. Different companies expect different things, but there's a lot of things that are basic, and we want to make sure we review that with them, make sure they're prepared and ready to be a good example of Express and the community when they show up for work.
Sounds good. Once again, it's called the Pay It Forward program, Holiday Hiring Drive. And give the number one more time so people would know how to get hold of you.
867-8055.
All right, it's a good deal, and you're putting people to work, and they even get a turkey and a ham too. So all good
And
stuff.
I love it. Instead of giving a hand out, giving a hand up.
There you go.
So I love that.
Look forward to hearing from some local businesses.
Great,
too.
and happy holidays to you. Thanks, guys, for coming in today. Appreciate that
Thanks for
very
having
much.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Angie.
Thanks
And,
for all the other things that you guys do in the community too. I know you give back a lot. So
Do you have
I
anything we
appreciate
could get Angie to volunteer for? Because she needs something. She's not very busy. She could probably she could come over and sweep your
I don't believe that for a
building
second.
and
They do
whatever.
karaoke at a couple of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
assisted living facilities. You can do that.
So thanks a lot, Angie. Thank
You'd be the
you.
only ones that would want to listen.
Thanks again for having us on, guys.
All right, guys. Good luck
Thank
with your
you.
program.
Take care.
Appreciate that. All right, coming up next, we have Buddy Sports Page. Time to talk a little bit about last night's big play. If you watched the Patriots game against Carolina,
So what?
there was a
Big
play there that the people are talking about. There's some views on it. The guys are going to go around the water cooler and weigh in on that, among other things, right here on Buddy Sports Page. So stay tuned to
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
I don't feel the sun's coming out today. Staying in.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price of fixed rate allowance.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Let's talk turkey. Chris Spears here from Prestige Auto Sales. With the holidays coming and the in-laws already in town, I don't have time to go to the auction.
We need your help to stuff our lot with cars like a Thanksgiving Day bird. Quit that old car you hate, cold turkey.
Based on the sale price of the car you choose, you can get up to $3,758 more than the appraised value of your old car. Fed up with your old ride? You can drive a nicer, newer car today.
Is your credit fried? My For the People credit approval process butters up the bankers to help you get approved.
If I don't get more cars soon, I'm cooked. Help me stuff my lot like a Thanksgiving Day turkey. Based on the sale price of the car you choose, you can get up to $3,758 more than the appraised value of your old car. But hurry, this deal ends after we've helped 47 people get fat in a nicer, newer car. My name is Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people.
Visit Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala or call 694-1234. Yes, 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
Hi, this is Tom Schmitz, the host of Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA. The Saturday Sports Page is your weekend destination for everything sports, from NASCAR to golf, baseball to boxing, and of course the best, most comprehensive football coverage on the radio. Also, you don't want to miss my weekly Are You Kidding Me rant? So join me and JJ LaSalva every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA, The Source. Robert Hagee and his staff at Ocala Copy Center would like to wish you and yours a happy and prosperous holiday season. Remember, for all your copy needs, it's Ocala Copy Center, 1107 East Silver Springs Boulevard. They want to make your copies.
If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, it's our business to make your business better. Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today.
This is WOCA, News Talk 1370.
WOCA. Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
how good does it get?
Golf has long been considered to be sport's most prestigious game, and WOCA has your connection to everything in the golf world. Every first and third Thursday at 10 a.m., tune in for Let's Talk Golf with your host, PGA professional and teacher to the stars, Jim Beckett, and operations manager for the Links of Spruce Creek South, Darren Irwin, right here on The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Don't ever miss a single edition of the Mike Huckabee Show. We're going to have a whole lot of fun talking the big issues of the day. We'll talk to the newsmakers and the issues that made them a newsmaker, as well as we'll bring you some entertainment, some fun. You never know what's going to happen on the Mike Huckabee Show. Don't miss it.
Join Mike Huckabee every weekday from noon to 3 exclusively on WOCA The Source.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. Where in Florida, clouds and a shower or two giving way to some sun today. It'll turn cooler or less humid this afternoon with a high of 73 to 77. Mostly cloudy tonight. There might be a shower near the coast. Low 58 inland, 70 along the coast. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a passing shower. High 74 to 78. Thursday, some sunshine. Chance of a shower. High 78 to 82. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
That came out in today's bail hearing. The former Florida Neighborhood Watch volunteer now facing domestic violence charges. Leftover business from the housing bubble. J.P. Morgan Chase has reached a record $13 billion settlement with federal and state authorities, resolving claims over the bank's sale of high-risk mortgage-backed securities that collapsed during the housing crisis. The agreement provides $4 billion in consumer relief, including mortgage modifications for homeowners facing foreclosure. A Missouri high school football player was charged with assault for allegedly ripping off another player's helmet during a game and hitting him in the head with it, giving him a concussion. Landmark smoking ban signed today in New York, prohibiting the sale of tobacco products to anyone under the age of 21. This is ABC News.
Hey, it's me, Mike Rowe, here with Fiona Doran, a service advisor to Ford dealership. I've got about 60 seconds today to convince you that Ford is actually in the tire business. I'll be asking the questions. Fiona, she'll be answering them. How are you, Fiona?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Are you ready?
I am.
If I need new tires for my Ford, where should I go?
Your Ford dealership.
And who carries 11 major brands?
Your Ford dealership.
And who's having a big tire event?
Your Ford dealership.
You're basically going to say your Ford dealership no matter what I say, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Nice shoes. Where'd you get those?
Your Ford dealership.
Come see the vehicle experts and get a $70 mail-in rebate when you buy Ford Select tires. Plus another $70 when you use the Ford Service credit card. That's up to $140.
What's the capital of Wisconsin?
Your Ford dealership.
That's technically not true.
Subject to credit approval. Rebate by check. Other tire manufacturer rebate or offer cannot be combined, or Ford Service credit card rebate or offer. See your participating Ford dealer for details through 12/31/13.
How much time? 30 seconds. I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho, ho.
And now it's time for the Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym.
It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the phone house at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
And now, here's Buddy.
It's time for Buddy Martin Sports Page. On a Tuesday, that means we're gathered around the water cooler. Soon to have a name on it, as soon as I can ever get by and get the thing deal cut. And every Tuesday and everything, pretty much all the time now, we pick on JJ every day. According to the listener, Mark, who said, how come you guys pick on JJ? We don't pick on JJ.
I know that doesn't happen.
JJ picks on us. We can pick on JJ.
We pick on one person on this show, and that's Will Muschamp.
We did?
Besides that.
I almost wore my Gator shirt today, right here. Just like, see, it's nothing against the University of Florida. That's my school. Why would I want to trash my own school, right?
Exactly.
Well,
But
I'm interested to see this hell freezes over thing.
yeah, well, there's a couple people or my barometers that, I'd say if I were looking for 10 people to evaluate their perspective of the Gator football program and how it fits the context of the state of Florida, which, by the way, is really part of what this is all about. This guy's one of them. I'm going to tell you about him, what he told me today. And it's like I said, it's like hell freezing over. The ultimate Gator fan has gone to the dark side, not to cheer for the other team, but just to say he thinks FSU is going to win it all. Wow. And I got to thinking about it, and I'm hearing more and more of that, and I'm thinking, you know what? There's a speck of truth to that. And by the way, if Jameis Winston is got feeling the pressure, he didn't show it the first half. That's all I got to say. So anyway, lot we got today on Around the Water Cooler. We're going to talk about Ed Orgeron. Yes or no? Pass interference. What is the classic definition of pass interference? Now, don't answer that question yet. No, you all have answers for it. We all do. We're all experts on refereeing. I want you to think about this. So what do you think the classic definition of pass interference? And a penalty. I heard a textbook explanation of it last night, and I thought, huh? I learned something. I'm not sure it's right. So we'll talk about that. Also, it's time to go long today. I don't know. You guys didn't tell me what yours is about.
I have mine on a record that could be broken in the NFL this year that you desperately don't want to be the record breaker of.
It won't be an undefeated team going 18-0.
No.
And mine is
You would want that.
Mine is with the NCAA playoffs coming up next year. The NCAA once again didn't go far enough.
Okay. Excuse me. Mine's on the fate of the Seminoles and whether or not it's going to happen for them. And I'm also on, does Will Muschamp really love the fans?
What did you tell him yesterday? To pipe down or whatever? Chill out?
He had he's commented again on that.
Okay.
So he further has explained that. And is it really a love affair between Will Muschamp and the fans? We'll talk about that. So, all right, time to go to the headlines, JJ,
Yes.
see what's happening in the world of
Okay,
sports.
well, last night, very big game in the NFL. 7-2 Patriots versus the 6-3 Panthers. Patriots lose. Panthers 24-20 on a very, very controversial call at the end of the game. With 1 minute left, the Patriots were able to drive down the field after Ted Ginn Jr. put the Panthers ahead.
Ted Ginn Jr. Where did we hear that name last
Ted
time?
Ginn Jr. sighting.
Remember that?
Yeah, opening
kickoff.
Watch for this team. 6 straight wins. The Panthers look very good after struggling in the early season, losing to people like the Buffalo Bills.
Their defense is good.
Yes. The refs are sticking up for the call they made last night in which an underthrow ball pretty much wiped out a penalty flag that was thrown, but they took back in the back of the end zone when Rob Gronkowski was basically wrapped up, tackled. But they are sticking by that. And they are also looking into the NFL, that is, looking into the hit. Another controversial call between the Saints and the 49ers. I don't know if you saw this one, buddy, but Ahmad Brooks. Well, I mean, you can't go for the neck.
Yeah, I think his arm looked like it was slid
around the
up.
neck.
Yeah,
but that one's iffy too.
But Drew Brees was ducking down. That's another one of those where, what do you do when the guy ducks?
Yeah, it's just a totally different game. But
somebody's offered to pay half his fine, right?
I'm not sure about that. Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
Okay. Good for Ray. And the Yankees came out today and said that Robinson Cano basically needs to get a little more realistic, they said, so we have nothing to talk about. They have no interest in any 10-year deal, which pays about $300 million. That's what Jay-Z and Robinson Cano reportedly were asking for.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, and speaking of a lot of money, the highest exit fee in NCAA history was by the ACC at Maryland, $52 million. As you know, they'll be leaving for the Big Ten next year. They lost their lawsuit against the ACC in court today, so they will be paying the $52 million exit fee.
Okay. Speaking of all that stuff.
Sports.
Well, so much at one time, it's hard to digest it all. Robinson Cano. This is, I guess it was Colin Cowherd I heard this morning on the show. If you say, how much is Robinson Cano worth? And then you think about Dustin Pedroia and say, how much is he worth? And you say, in terms of, is a guy like Cano going to give you what Pedroia does? I mean, the heart and soul of the team, a grinder who gets in your, who
I think he's
makes
a lot
every
better
play.
hitter, though. I think he's just a lot more talented than Pedroia.
He may
is.
be, but can he carry a team?
Right. So far, no.
And we'll see. He's a heck of a baseball player.
Nobody could have carried that. For what they accomplished last year, though, the Yankees should, be proud of themselves. That team was a wreck.
JJ.
Somehow they made it to the
Jay-Z, your brother,
I don't even like his music.
$300 million.
Hey, you got to start out somewhere, buddy.
Come on, man.
$30 million a year for a second
buddy,
baseman.
you got to start out somewhere.
$300 million.
$30 million a year.
Find some middle ground.
$30 million a year for a second baseman not named Joe Morgan. Forget about it.
Joe Morgan.
Not named Ryan Sandberg. Stop it.
Ryan. No one was named Ryan Sandberg.
Ryan Sandberg.
Anyway, point is the same. It's a lot of money and way more than he's worth. So, all right, guys, we got an update on Casey Hill, who was injured last night in a game against Southern. And Austin's here to tell us about what you got, Austin.
Yeah, buddy. He suffered a high ankle sprain, but X-rays and the MRI have come back today negative. So he'll be out at least a month, though, according to Billy Donovan, who sometimes is not correct on his prognosis.
Well, I mean, he's not a doctor. Doesn't
Correct.
even play one on TV. But, I got to say one thing. If the only other guy I can think of who has worse luck than Billy is probably Mark Richt. He's had some bad luck. But Billy Donovan is just losing them right and left.
Will Muschamp would disagree with you this season.
Well, he too. I'll give him his due on that. I'll give him his due. He has had injuries. However, in the end, that's not the reason they're where they are. That may have contributed to it overall. That's not the reason the Gators are having a losing season.
By the way, buddy, if you want to think of a point guard as kind of a quarterback, the football team will be playing with their third-string quarterback on
as well
Saturday,
as the basketball team.
As well as the basketball team,
There you go.
because Will Buchanan and Casey Hill are out.
There you go.
Joe Martone just handed me this in the holiday spirit.
Yeah.
Cody's on Highway 200.
Yeah.
Now until 8 p.m., your chance to go out with
Free food
do
for
something
everyone.
good for toys.
Wait. Now, JJ, don't say that. Now, people are going to come and say, hey, said on the radio.
Cody's on Highway.
It's funny. Meanwhile, 50 people.
Right. It's not free food. It is not free food. Cody's on Highway 200 now until 8 p.m. Toys for Tots. They're set up there collecting toys for tots. So
that's a good program. A lot of people do it, and Cody's is joining and leading the way on that. All right. We'll take a break. Our intrepid correspondent, so we're going to call Tom James from now.
Nice.
Our intrepid correspondent will be along shortly. You think he may have a view on the USC coaching situation?
Definitely.
I'm wondering if that might be his go long. You think?
That or something about Robinson Cano or some
Remember, he's a
team.
Yankee
No.
Yeah.
That's the East Coast team. He won't have anything to say about
no,
that.
remember, he's a Yankees fan.
Oh, forget.
He's
You're
any
right.
humongous franchise team.
My man Tom James is all right, though. He's
Gotta love him, though.
By the way, he's got right to brag about UCF. He's a grad.
He
so.
follows. He's jumped on the bandwagon back in the day, but he's stayed on it. For all these teams,
At least
and
he
he
stayed
actually
on it.
watches them.
Right.
There's those people that just kind of represent.
Oh, I'm a
they say-
USC fan, but I don't
Yeah.
stay up till
I don't
3 in the
watch
morning
him.
watching. Tom James
He
stays
watches.
up and watches.
Yes,
There has to be.
there
We'll
he
give
is.
Tom James credit.
He's got an Ed Orgeron shirt on.
He does have an Ed Orgeron shirt on.
Yeah, I wonder how he stands on that.
Hire Ed Orgeron.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with the intrepid reporter after this timeout on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source. Dr. Seaborn Hunt, a board-certified ophthalmologist in Ocala. There's no referral needed for an appointment. Call 873-7200, offering medical services for glaucoma management, including laser surgery to help lower your eye pressure and potentially reduce your dependency on eye drops. He also evaluates and treats diabetic retinopathy, one of the leading causes of blindness, with advanced imaging and laser procedure to help prevent vision loss. Dr. Hunt's office accepts most insurance and files claims for you. Call Dr. Hunt at 873-7200. That's 873-7200.
Since 1976, Daniel L. Hightower, a lawyer, has been fighting for accident victim justice in North Central Florida and statewide. He believes everyone in America should follow the rules, including the insurance companies. He and his firm have experience fighting for victims of personal injury, wrongful death, workers' compensation, and Social Security disability, as well as serving those in need of help with bankruptcy, simple wills, and estate plans. The mission at the law offices of Daniel L. Hightower, PA, is to represent deserving clients and recover the maximum benefits they are entitled to by law in a timely manner. In personal injury and workers' compensation cases, there are no fees or costs unless a recovery is made. The law office of Daniel L. Hightower is located at 7 East Silver Springs Boulevard, Suite 300. For your free consultation, call 352-629-7777 or 1-888-LAW-1976 and visit danhightower.com for more information. Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice, and the proud sponsor of Ask the Cops. Hi, this is Buddy Martin. I want to tell you about a conversation I had recently with General Manager Pat Murray on the great family atmosphere at Country Club of Ocala.
It's a family-first club. Again, we have any number of different types of memberships, but obviously the one that attracts the greatest level of interest is our family. And the reason for that is we have a little something for everybody. I mean, we obviously have a world-class golf course. We have 7 tennis courts here for all levels of tennis players. We have a junior Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have a fitness center that's second to none, and we have state-of-the-art equipment in our fitness center.
Country Club of Ocala, where the facilities are all a family would ever need. For more information, call today at 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of Monday's Gator Report and Gator Talk Thursday right here on The Source.
What's better than 12 days of Christmas? 12 days of presents, that's what. So that's exactly what we're going to give you. Tune in every day between now and December 2nd for your chance to call in and get your name in the Christmas Bowl. Then on December 2nd, we'll draw a name on air during Fun with Joe at 11:45. The lucky listener will have 12 minutes to call in and claim that prize. If not, it rolls over to the next day and some other lucky listener can win your prizes. We're doing it for 12 days, so you could win it all. Prizes like a wine basket from Island Grove Winery, or how about a $600 Reactor men's watch from Gem Galleria? It's the WOCA 12 Days of Christmas Presents giveaway. Remember, listen for your chance to get your name in the Christmas Bowl, then listen every day at 11:45 when your name could be called. Call us back within 12 minutes and it's yours, but miss it and it's coal in your stockings. So tune in, call in, and win on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Look who just walked in the room. Joel Wiesner from What's Up Ocala. Hey, Joel, I'm looking for something to do this weekend. You got any ideas?
Absolutely. Check out our event calendar online at www.whatsupocala.com, and there is plenty of events there for you. Daily news updates to event reviews and magazine articles.
Really?
We've organized it all in one place online for you to cut through all of the hassle of finding something to do this weekend. We have a daily event calendar, a bi-monthly magazine, and we also do daily news articles.
All right, Joel, that's perfect. Thanks so much.
Yeah, whatsupocala.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, inviting you to drop by our main office on Silver Springs Boulevard every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Community Gazette, a 3-hour show focusing on our favorite community to live and work, Ocala, Marion County. Come join us with the voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, in the new old-fashioned bank radio studio as we discuss a variety of interesting topics on the Community Gazette on WOCA The Source.
Dan, can you see that big green tree where the water's running free and it's waiting there for you and me? Water, cool, clear water. The shadows sway and seem to say.
Keep it going. He's like, need to sway back and forth like kumbaya.
Look, national champions walking by.
There they go, the national champs. They are.
National champs.
Hopefully soon to be able to broadcast their games. Hopefully.
CF basketball.
Proud
Ryan. Alumni.
I need to get Coach Ryan on here. Let's see, maybe tomorrow I'll call him to see.
Those kids might not have been on the national champ. That's the thing about a 2-year school is like they're gone already.
But they're still on the national championship team.
Yeah.
Defending national championship team.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is true. Whether they played for it or not.
And, buddy, if we could always play the Marty Robbins version of that song.
It's the best one.
That's great.
Whatever you guys want, I'm here to please you, whatever it is.
That version from like when you were a teenager, 1834 or something. Not good.
It's called the original, Tom, but you wouldn't know about that. So
Marty Robbins did.
Being original is something that only a few people know about. All right, here we go.
I'm an original. Never mind.
Yeah, that's for another day. Here we go. Today on the program, we're going to address some fairly interesting issues in the sports world. And by the way, we got to talk about that Foot Locker commercial. If you haven't seen it, that's unbelievable. I saw it today for the first time. But let's just get right to it. And then I've got a commentary on the ultimate longtime Gator fan going over to the dark side saying FSU is going to win it all. The last person I've ever, maybe one of the last 10 people on earth I ever thought would say that. And meaning it, by the way. Not poking fun, not wishing him ill, but meaning it. So that's how far we've come now. We're all coming together, kumbaya, Gators and Seminoles all of a sudden. Are Gator fans actually cheering for the Seminoles? That'd be interesting to talk about one day. Meanwhile, the story that won't go away and the guy who won't go away, Ed Orgeron.
All right.
Now, what's with the T-shirt? By the way, Austin, take a picture of it, put it on Facebook. Does that say Orgeron on it?
No, I've got a Dunk City T-shirt, but I'm representing with the hat today.
Got the hat on.
We got the USC hat today.
Okay, I thought Tom said you had on Ed Orgeron's shirt, so that's bad reporting on his part. All right, so welcome in, Tom James.
Jay said it first. Jay said it first, and I agreed with him.
That's like, yeah, you're pushing it off with a pregnant woman, huh? That's what it is, like that story you read. It's a pregnant woman's fault.
Yeah,
okay,
pretty much.
So around the water cooler, just so left to right, we've got J.J. LaSalva, Tom Spence, Buddy Martin, Tom James, and Austin Statman Tatman weighing in on the subjects. Let's just take it head on. Ed Orgeron, okay?
My dog.
Your dog. Now I'm gonna take the privilege of going first on this, and then we'll go by seniority after that. Okay, that work?
All right.
Okay. I never knew much about Ed Orgeron except he couldn't coach very well at Ole Miss. I knew he recruited well. I always heard about that. There was some question about how he recruited, but nonetheless, he got players. I'm not saying he was crooked. I'm just saying there are questions. He shows up out in Los Angeles for USC, and quite frankly, I didn't even know he was on Kiffin's staff till after the first year. And then I began to watch him coach and interact with the players. And it's like somebody said today, the backup quarterback is always the most popular guy on the team, and the guy who is the coach wannabe is always the most popular guy to become the coach. It's a tough decision. I don't envy Pat Hayden had to make that decision because on one hand, you can say, what else could be asked for in a coach than what has taken place the last 5-6 games than what we've seen? That's as good as it's going to get. Why would we run that guy off? Why would we just keep him? We can get him for half the price. He bleeds Trojan, what's that color, garnet?
Cardinal and gold.
Well, which one does he bleed, the cardinal or the gold?
I think both at this point.
Yeah. And he's become this long-time – he said it was his dream job the other day. So always wanted to be. So he's done this.
That's what Lane Kiffin said, by the way.
Yeah, he's gone. So anyway, Ed Orgeron, here we go. Yes or no, the next head coach?
I don't think – I said yesterday, I think that should he be if he wins out? Yes. Will he be? No, because it's not sexy enough to get the people who write the big checks at Southern California to convince them. Wins with Ed Orgeron, they'll say, yeah, but, the team was tired of Kiffin, so they played harder for this guy to show that Kiffin was an idiot and everything. I don't believe the name Ed Orgeron and his resume is sexy enough for the big check writers who Pat Hayden will talk to, because ADs might not admit they talk to the big check writers, but they talk to the big check writers.
I think, yeah, because he's totally changed the same exact team that Lane Kiffin had on the field into a winner, 5-1, beating, great squad in Stanford that just knocked off Oregon. there's no other, if he beats UCLA and they have Notre Dame left, right?
No, they've already lost. That was his one loss.
Okay, so they just have UCLA left.
They have Colorado this weekend, and they have UCLA after that.
Okay.
Then the bowl game.
So if you beat UCLA, arguably your biggest rival.
Oh no, Notre Dame's biggest rival.
Well, right across town. Then it's kind of hard not to hire the guy. You save a whole bunch of money. You're not going to have to pay him $6 million. When you did bring a big name guy in like Kiffin, look what happened. So I say yes.
I don't think Kiffin was a big name. I think he sold himself well.
Kiffin was one of the biggest names out there back then.
A big name with a short resume.
Yeah, that exactly.
I have been wrestling with this for weeks, and it's getting harder, and it's getting harder for Pat Hayden, too. I will tell you this. I talked to a friend of mine who's the executive vice president of the LA Coliseum today, and I had to pull the phone away from my ear. He was hollering and yelling so much how excited he was and how LA has transformed into the days of like the Pete Carroll days were with the Coach O. They sold the Coliseum out, first sellout this year against Stanford. It was a mob scene after that game. The players are, indicating their undying love for Coach O. He does not have the resume. He's been on Pete's staff. He's been on Kiffin's staff. He admits he made mistakes in his only head coaching job, which was Ole Miss in the last decade for 3 years there. So if he goes undefeated in the 3 games remaining, he's got Colorado. He'll win that one. UCLA, boy, that's a toss-up. And then, of course, the bowl game, probably be the Las Vegas Bowl. If he goes undefeated, I think they'll give him the job because the pandemonium that's going on in L.A. right now is big. And I'll give you one other reason. A top 5 offensive lineman in America who was verbally committed to Alabama just flip-flopped the other day and is now committed to USC. So things are starting to happen. The energy's there. That's kind of where I stand on that.
In the end, and by the way, anybody else want to weigh in? Okay. In the end, if he gets the players and recruits the players, if they get the 3rd best class in the United States of recruits, are you going to fire the guy? Because they came to play for Orgeron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but don't you have to make a decision on him before recruiting season starts?
It's already started. The vote, you get verbals now.
I know, but I mean the crux of recruiting's a 365 day.
Signing day is not till like February,
but don't you have to make that decision before these are Ed Orgeron's
Does
kids?
USC have to make them?
Yeah.
Ed Orgeron's already been recruiting.
I understand that, and he has verbals.
Yeah, that's
important. Don't you have to say Ed Orgeron's the coach before you start worrying about recruits?
I will say this. Ed Orgeron came out today and said for the first time, officially, he wants to be the head coach at USC. But he also has said in recent weeks that he would understand and be happy with, if my role coming up in the future is to go back to being a coordinator here at USC, I'm fine with that. I love it here regardless.
I think JJ makes a very valid point, though, when he says, who the hell else are they going to get that can show you the wins and losses at USC that Ed Orgeron will have if he wins out the rest of the season?
And Orgeron knows what he's doing. If you
I would
notice,
never use that language, but
every time you interview you see, he talks about how much he wants to be the coach. He's really putting the pressure on Pat Hayden. Listen to his sound bites. And then I guarantee he's got some leading players in his pocket, verbal commits. They're going to have a tough time getting him out of there. The best thing might be to do, if they find the guy they want, and you're right, depends on who the coach is to hire, let's just throw out a name, John Gruden, whoever, say, keep Orgeron on your staff. Keep you.
Oh, I think that's a definite. He'll be on the staff. This reminds me, by the way, buddy, of Steve Fisher at Michigan in 1989.
Yeah.
Took over the Michigan Wolverine basketball program, headed into the NCAA tournament. What happens?
Fire him.
Yeah, what happens? He wins the national championship, and Bo Schembechler, the AD, really had his feet to the fire. He had no other choice.
All right, guys, we've got to take a quick break because we've got a breaking story here that's just developed. I'm not able to quite discern yet from reading it what it means, but it's something to do with the fact that
I know. Right. This story.
Austin's got it.
Earlier today.
Let Austin go ahead and with us, and we'll comment on read what you got there. The first 2 paragraphs. It's the Jameis Winston deal, and it's about something about the fact that it stalled on November the 12th, and apparently the investigation stalled. But just read us what you got, and then Tom, you and JJ can add to it if you like, and let's go from there. What you got?
Tim Jansen, who is Jameson's attorney, says, we are deeply concerned. No, that's the wrong quote. It says, a December 2012 sexual battery investigation involving Florida State quarterback Jameis Winston has come to a halt when the complainant decided she did not want to press charges. An email sent November 12th by City Manager Anita Favors Thompson to City Commissioners.
All right, so that to make it clear. Now, you guys got another story. What it doesn't sound like is that you can't figure out the time here.
No.
Is he saying November 12th it stopped then, or it now has stopped because of the fact that it's not clear what the story goes on to say, and you can read it, is that the attorney is very upset with the state's attorney for making press and public comments. That's what that part's
right. This was
so. Read the story if you got it in front of you.
What the lawyer said was that everybody's asked, why did the police wait 11 months to get it to the state's attorney's office? And the police handed over what they had to the state's attorney after a request was sent to them by a Tampa Bay newspaper. But what he's saying is the reason the police quit investigating, stopped it 11 months ago and didn't report it to the state attorney's office, is because the girl who made the charges decided she didn't want to make the charges.
November the 12th.
No. That's when he says the district attorney knew that December 12th and still made public statements after that. He knew that 11 months ago the girl said, no, never mind. I didn't want it. It wasn't a sexual assault. I don't want to file charges.
JJ, you have the story in front of you?
Yeah.
Just read the story, will you?
Okay, well, this is sort of Deadspin's account, but going through all of it, basically, things got the ball rolling again when Matt Baker, like we talked about from the Tampa Bay Times on November 8th, made an inquiry about it.
Right, we know that. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so they brought up the case again. It became open active instead of open inactive case. So then they talked to the girl. The girl, it doesn't say exactly when, but probably within the last week or so, has now refused to cooperate. Basically, she's saying, shortly thereafter, a representative of the young woman's family, who is an attorney, contacted Tallahassee Police Department and said the young woman had changed her mind and did not wish to prosecute.
And police say that she said that exact thing to them 11 months ago.
It's not necessarily, no.
Yes. I read a report. I read the report today.
That's
why the police quit investigating it.
Well, I think
but it's not over yet. It's not over yet.
No, because the state can pick it up and prosecute.
Someone integrally involved has to give a new piece of information. They said it has to be someone involved in the case who provides a lead to reactivate it.
It's a very confusing story,
right?
And it's very dangerous to start interpreting what it means without just reading the story because we're not lawyers. We don't know. Bottom line is, I want to know, is it on or is it off? And here's the other thing. There's some cases in some counties, I know in Colorado, where it's assault or sexual assault, whatever, domestic battery, what you want to call it, in that case, not domestic battery, is that the state can charge the individual. The state can actually charge, and the victim doesn't have to.
They can do it here.
Even if the victim says, I don't want to press charges, the state can still press. Now, I'm not saying so they can do that in Tallahassee. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I know that was the case.
Oh, they can.
They can pick it up here.
It's the same as laws here, but
I know John Daly got called by that out in Colorado.
The point is it's gonna be almost impossible to prosecute
if she doesn't want to assist in the prosecution.
All right. Well, anyway, so it's
and the district attorney, a Florida State alum.
Well, the whole thing kind of smells right now. I mean, I talked to a good friend of mine who's in law and in college football. And he said something ain't right. Something ain't right. So, and quite frankly, I feel badly for FSU and the fans. I hope it doesn't come down to the kid being prosecuted or whatever. On the other hand, justice is justice. If this girl was assaulted, and she ought to have her day in court if she needs to have it. So
the problem is if it does come to be unfounded or that she doesn't want to assist in prosecution, so nothing ever comes of it, there's still going to be some people, and this is the stigma of that kind of situation. Ben Roethlisberger, JJ made the point last week. There are people that anytime you say Ben Roethlisberger, they refer to his alleged charges in South Georgia 4 years ago. Anytime you say Kobe Bryant, I kid all the time, but people will bring up an incident in Colorado. No charges were ever filed. Nobody was ever taken to court or anything. It's a shame that that's the stigma associated with it, but that's the reality.
I'm the only person that think this kid is probably good. If he's not guilty, he's strong enough and has an ability to be able to handle it. He just seems like he's capable of handling things like this.
Well, remember when this incident allegedly happened, Jameis Winston wasn't Jameis Winston as we know him today.
Well, yeah, but he still was a huge star in that city. Everybody knew he was like the next coming. He was the number one quarterback recruit. He was a big deal there. The only reason he was redshirted was because EJ was there. They wanted him to get a senior season. You know, like they were talking about this guy right when they got him a couple years ago.
Well, we talked to Jimbo Fisher about him last summer. He was here.
Yeah,
but there were still he had some questions about him yet. Even though he loved his talent.
Obviously he's not nearly as popular as he is now.
And so he is, but to some degree,
he was well known.
But he was not the leading contender or number 2 contender for the Heisman Trophy.
Correct.
And his team wasn't undefeated playing for a national championship. We're talking like overnight sensation here.
The funny thing though, when you brought up the Heisman, I heard somebody today say, well, as long as Jameis Winston doesn't get charged, I'll vote for him to Heisman. But with the way Johnny Manziel acted over the summer, I wouldn't vote for him if he was the only person available for the Heisman.
There you go. We're going to take a break. We got too much to go on the table, like on Go Long.
By the way, that was Donovan McNabb that said that.
Go Long. We got to get. So don't blame me if we get to the end and you don't get your turn in, okay? We'll take a break and come back and we'll talk about we have Go Long. We also have our Did Not Know That coming up as well. If we can get all that in, we'll squeeze it in. Pass interference or not on Gronkowski. Coming up next right on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA.
The Source.
Having the motivation and making the commitment to quit smoking is a great first step towards becoming smoke-free. However, anyone who's tried to quit smoking knows how challenging it can be. Having the determination to quit may not be enough. You may need some help. If you're ready to quit smoking and are between the ages of 18 and 75, currently smoke 10 or more cigarettes a day, and can commit to participating for 24 weeks, you may be interested in a research study which is being conducted to evaluate the use of investigational drugs to see if they can aid individuals in their quest to quit smoking. To help you quit, smoking cessation counseling and all study-related medical care will be provided at no extra cost. You may also be reimbursed for your travel time. To receive more information about this study, how you can participate, please call Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. That's Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala, 352-629-5800. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's national magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on.
Your home for Florida State football all season long. WOCA, The Source.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking of Renee Lewis Glover. She's coming out to speak to us about the construction of Habitat for Humanity's 800,000th home.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
And then Kate DiCamillo is coming on. She's the author of the book Because of Winn-Dixie, which was made into a motion picture. And she's coming out to speak to us about another book called Flora and Ulysses.
Scott Bestool is the field editor for Field and Stream magazine. He will be speaking about the new Field and Stream book, The Total Deer Hunter Manual.
And then Diane Ashton is coming on. She's an historian and a best-selling author. Her book is called Hanukkah in America.
Have all of your legal questions answered by attorney John Fuller on Legally Yours.
And then Charlotte Reed will be with us. She is a leading pet trendologist. She's going to tell us about some solutions from animal care during the holidays.
Caroline Ray is a stand-up comedian and actress whose credits include Christmas with the Cranks and The Drew Carey Show.
All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Hi, I'm Yvette, and I'm here to tell you a few things about ABC Fredericks Appliance. They sell not only new, but used guaranteed appliances. When you call ABC Fredericks Appliance, they will provide service on what they sell and any appliances that you own. ABC Fredericks Appliance is located in Bellevue, right over the railroad tracks. Call 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. ABC Fredericks Appliance.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
All right, going around the water cooler today with Tom, JJ, and Austin. And let's get right to last night's game. What a football game last night in Charlotte. Of course, Charlotte prevailing by 4 points. At the end, we all got to admit we thought Tom Brady was going to get it in the end zone. And then a controversial thing happened with 3 seconds to go. Brady lines up, throws the ball in the end zone. Gronkowski was, how can I say this, mugged pretty much. And the official threw the flag, a young official, and then the older officials came over, the referee came over, and they talked about it. They said the game's over, ball's not catchable. Okay. I've seen thousands of football games in my life, okay? And I guess this is a rule or a judgment. I've seen people call balls uncatchable over your head. I've never seen somebody call a ball uncatchable that was back on the other side, that was too short. By the way, Gronkowski's what, 6'5"? So you don't know what he could do if he leapt backwards and got the ball. Nonetheless, they make calls on holding plays on the opposite side of the field that have nothing to do with a run.
Right.
Right? So now they're saying no, they couldn't have called it uncatchable. That to me was not the right call. I'm not a referee. I just don't get it. I don't agree with it.
Agree.
Now you're making up the rules, in my opinion. That was a bum call.
I feel like it was uncatchable because he was sort of being tackled for the last, few seconds of the play while the ball's in the air.
It was picked, basically.
And so if a ball is uncatchable, that's usually when it's way over the head out of bounds or something. But when you are still in the field of play, I don't think the ball should ever be considered uncatchable.
Okay. You're wrong, and here's why. The referees didn't say it was uncatchable because it was short. Their definition was the ball was uncatchable because it was inevitable that it would either be intercepted or knocked down by the defender in front of Gronkowski.
How can they make that judgment? How can they make a judgment like that?
Not the one that was mugging him because he was being WWE wrestled. The guy who made the interception, he intercepted the ball. The referee said if he hadn't intercepted the ball, all Gronkowski could have done was come through him to get to the ball, which would have been either offensive pass interference or the ball would have been knocked down. They said it was uncatchable not because it was short. It was uncatchable because it was either going to be intercepted or Gronkowski would have had to go through the defender who was making the interception to get to the ball. Good call by the referees. Game over. Okay. Win by Charlotte.
Thinking.
Terrible call. And the reason why that football was uncatchable was because Gronkowski was interfered with and mugged and tackled on that play.
So you don't care that there was a guy that intercepted the ball that was in front of Gronkowski.
I thought there was a rule that when you're 5 yards down the field or more, you're not allowed to be touched like that.
But according to the referees, They were hand checking each other.
So does this mean that
Man,
on
we know
any,
they weren't hand checking each other.
Does this
man.
mean that on any
How are you gonna call that a good
underthrown
call?
ball that's deflected by a defensive player, you can do anything to an offensive player?
Once it's deflected, yes, you can.
Well, not once
Deflected, yes,
not
but
once
it
it's
wasn't
deflected, but
deflected.
anything that's underthrown.
And that is precisely the whole thing. And this is where we end the conversation, and nobody wins. From now on, if I ever see a call downfield on a play where a guy is being mugged, where a guy's going long for a pass, and a short guy gets held or tackled, then I'm calling BS on that one. Because the same rule applies. If you got a guy who's running a crossing route and a guy going downfield and the guy running the crossing route gets held, and they call that, they got to call back that call. I don't care where it is on the field. Nowhere in the rule book does it say, it happened because
you're discounting the guy that made the interception.
No,
I think to make things a little
Yes, you
better,
are.
the ref should have at least gave an explanation on the field as to why, instead of just throw the flag.
And then
wave
why
it,
wasn't Tom Brady admonished for chasing the referees down the tunnel?
All right, let's go real quick to the phones. We got time for a 30-second phone call. Who is it, JJ?
Art.
Who is it?
Art.
Hey,
Art, go ahead, Art. You got 30 seconds.
Thank you. I'm a former football player, an athlete, and a military veteran. And the son of son of an umpire and a grandson of a National League umpire. What I would say is, I agree with the host of the show. The Patriot receiver could not make the reception because when he turned around, the ball was being intercepted. So he would have had to have telekinesis to been able to shake the one guy who was illegally holding him, and then knock the guy who received
He's
the
agreeing
ball,
with me, by the way, buddy.
the ball down.
No, re-explain it. Okay?
He's agreeing with me, buddy.
Hang on.
Well, yeah, what I'm saying is, I think the referees combined made a good call. I agree with the host of the show.
Well, I'm the host of the show. I said it was a bad call.
I'm the co-host.
Yeah, you're not the host of the show. I'm the host of the show. Excuse me. Okay, you take it, Tom. You're the co-host. Go ahead.
There.
Well, he's talking about me.
Go ahead. You're the co-host.
No, don't get angry because he says I'm right. Don't get angry, buddy, because the caller says I'm right.
I don't have to worry about it.
He's got us confused.
I can't talk. It won't matter. So go ahead.
He's just got host and co-host confused. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, and I apologize. I sit corrected. The ball could not have been caught because it was intercepted. That's my point. Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks for your call. Next subject. Go long. Gator fans are going to find themselves in an odd situation of deciding whether they're going to cheer for or against FSU.
Really?
Well, no.
It should be definitely against.
No, it's not.
That's
it's
sad.
not. It's not. Believe it or not, there are people who really are cheering for FSU, which, by the way, it used to be more that way many years ago. But they become bitter rivals. I have a cousin, George Albright Jr., who is the father of George Albright III, who said to me today, he said, I'll tell you what's going to happen. And George Albright Jr. is one of the ultimate Gator fans who's been bleeding orange and blue for many, many years. He said, I'll tell you what's going to happen. FSU is going to beat the Gators and win it all. I couldn't believe it.
Beat Bama.
And beat Alabama, win it all. And that's what I said, okay, amazing. Now, the next thing I thought of, and this is my go along, in addition to the fact I thought hell had frozen over, Seminole fans have got to be worried about somebody raining on their parade right now. That's why this whole Jameis Winston thing is so huge. It makes them very nervous, and understandably so, because every day they get up pinching themselves to see if they're in fact dreaming a dream, or is this real? National championship, possible Heisman Trophy winner, accomplishments far and away above anything expected this season. So meanwhile, Gator fans are going to sit there and say, I'm going to cheer for or whatever. And also their coach is telling them, get a grip, he said yesterday. Get a grip with the fan. Fans should get a grip. Gator fans are confused here, okay? Muschamp said yesterday, he was referring to a small percentage of the fan base, he says, when he said get a grip.
I love that.
We have great fans here, he said. It's a small percentage, just frustrating for me. Anybody that knows that, I care about the kids. We care about the kids too. We even care about the program. So my point is that I think one of the problems is Will Muschamp needs to stop talking to the fans, okay? That's my go along. We're going to have to take a break, come back, and finish up what we can after the timeout on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA.
The Source.
Hi, this is Lisa Midget, owner of Kinetic Motion Fitness here in Ocala, Florida. A lot of you have experienced our great classes in personal small group training, but did you know we now offer dynamic workouts on DVD? These high-quality, locally produced, effective DVD workouts can go where you go. Going on vacation? No problem. We can go with you. Friends and relatives out of town who are jealous that you get to come to KMF? No problem. We ship anywhere in the United States for free. Our great lineup of 4 DVDs includes Kinetic Achieve, Kinetic Couples, Kinetic Core, and Kinetic Campus. 4 great workouts for the entire family on DVD. Sound interesting? Check them out on our website at kmfocala.com. While you're there, check out our class schedule and come see us. We're only 5 minutes from downtown across from the Skylark Plaza. Visit kmfocala.com and like us on Facebook. KMF will get you results at our studio or at home with one of our DVDs. Kinetic Motion Fitness. We're ready when you are. Visit kmfocala.com for more information.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front-end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene, Gene, at yahoo.com. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing.
Habitat for Humanity of Marion County is a ministry dedicated to improving lives by providing affordable and decent housing. Help them help others by visiting the Habitat for Humanity Ocala home store on Northwest 27th Avenue. To schedule a donation, give them a call and they'll come and pick it up. For more information, visit habitatocala.org. Habitat for Humanity of Marion County, building homes, building hope, building community.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
WOCA.
Welcome back. Real quick, we didn't get all of our go long in because we went too long. Tom Schmitz, anything to add here, this whole thing?
I do.
How do you create this mess? You got 45 seconds.
The NCAA got it half right when they went to a 4-team playoff. If the polls this year are any indication of where we're going to be, Alabama, Florida State, Ohio State, and Baylor would be in the 4-team playoff, leaving out Oregon, Auburn, Clemson, and Missouri. Can anybody argue that any one of those 8 teams in an 8-team playoff couldn't come out victorious? I think the NCAA got it half right by only including 4 teams.
All right, Tom James, what you got?
All right, we'll go to the NFL for this one. And when Christmas cards go out, gentlemen, in a few weeks, the Eagles, Giants, and Redskins will most certainly be filling the mailbox of their season ticket holders with a bright, cheery, rah-rah holiday message. But each team needs to drop a few extra cents on a stamp for one other guy. A dear old friend who gives and gives every year. Cowboys owner / general manager Jerry Jones. Jera goes out of his way and above and beyond each holiday season to keep Philly, New York, and Washington in contention for the NFC East Division title by doing all he can to keep America's team out of it. The Cowboys routinely hover around 500 and yet are miles above the salary cap every offseason. You know, when a general manager overpays the wrong guys, does a poor job of evaluating talent, and misses the playoff, what normally happens? The owner calls him into the front office and fires him. Jerry needs to take his man pill and hand over the reins of his beloved Cowboys to a true football guy, like a Ted Thompson or an Ozzie Newsome. instead of a real-life J.R. Ewing.
All right, thank you, Tom James. Time now to go to the hotline up in Gainesville, where we couldn't talk to him yesterday, but he's back today. I guess some good news for after all from yesterday and last night. Casey Hill's injury, not quite so bad, huh, Franz Beard?
It is a high ankle sprain, and as we've seen in the past, buddy, high ankle sprains get healed very quickly. I'm